Alright, hey YouTube, what's going on? Back again. It's been a little over a month since my last upload, and reason for that is that I've been finishing up finals, and finally got my degree, so done with college, thankfully, and now just gotta work on a move. We're actually moving out of state, but I have been shooting matches, so been too busy to make videos, but now I'm done with school, done with everything, so let's go ahead and get started. This will be for a match I shot on April 20th at SFA in Fallon, Nevada. So, here we go. So, first stage was a pretty good one. This will be cool too. I finally got some, I got a GoPro, which is actually what I'm recording this with, but I actually got some first-person footage now. And not only does it look cool, and it's fun to watch for people on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, but I found it's really important to kind of see where my gun transitions and movement like that has been going. So it's a lot easier to tell, for example, when I'm over transitioning on a target, or maybe, you know, I had a bad draw, bad grip, or, you know, sometimes I see a mic, you know, where I didn't see before, which is actually especially good for some of those more recent videos that I've had the last couple weeks. I actually have noticed on some of the mics that I had, I was actually pulling the gun away myself for whatever reason. I don't know. But again, it's a really important tool to see what you're doing in your matches, especially this third-person video too. I like to upload it so that everyone can see kind of what it's like. But, you know, after the match, usually on my own, I'm spending half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour going through every little nitpicky part. Like, okay, this draw was good or bad, I missed my grip here, I should have split on this 3-yard target faster, stuff like that. So I think you need to be really picky with yourself if you do want to see improvements, because, you know, a lot of guys will, their improvement plan to get better is to go shoot a match every weekend, and somehow that's going to make you a better shooter by always getting mics and penalties, whatever, I don't know. So, let's go ahead and move on to the stages. First stage, I don't have the stage names for these anymore. I just got practice score right here so I can tell you guys my score and all that. Started pretty well. This was pretty cool, shooting this match. I actually got to shoot with Scott Green, or Seth Green, some of you guys might know. He's actually a pretty top-level multi-gun competitor, and cool to have him in my local matches. But anyway, for whatever reason, I was really nervous shooting in front of this guy. I was like, oh crap. This guy's really good. I better not look like a freaking idiot shooting like crap. Anyway, for whatever reason, I had that kind of pre-first stage jitters. Went out, and this stage was good. It was a little quick stage, and I kind of lost my footing in the first position, so that cost me a couple seconds. But aside from that, pretty good, pretty quick, and yeah. So second stage was a kind of a weird start. You were starting looking to your left, but your first targets were over here, and I don't know. Nothing too crazy. You'll see it in the video. One thing here that I lost a lot of time on was that I shot the first 2 targets to my right, and then transitioned over to my left, and realized after I'd already transitioned like 150 degrees that, oh crap, I had a miss on that one. So I started moving forward, but I looked back, and then I was like, oh, yeah, that's a miss. So I had to come back, and probably lost like a good at least 2 or 3 seconds there, which is a lot if you guys know in USPSA. So that cost me the stage win on that easily. Next stage was the classifier stage, and this was one of the newer ones, I believe 1807. Okay, so classifier 1809, I missed that kind of clarity. This was actually my best classifier to date. It felt really bad when I shot it because, and you'll see in the video if you shoot and know what I'm talking about, but there was a lot of times where I super over transitioned, or, you know, didn't have quite as good of a pair as I would have liked. But so when they told me my hit factor at the end of the stage, I was like, oh, okay, that's maybe A class. And of course, pulled it up on my phone with the USPSA app, and shot it at just over 85%. So master class, which is freaking sweet considering that's like my 6th or 7th classifier ever. So yeah, it was funny. Scott went up to shoot after me to go shoot the same stage, and I was kind of sitting in the back, and I pulled it up, and it said 85.5%, and I was like, what? And everyone in the squad turned around and looked at me. But again, a good stage, at least for me, you know, shooting master class, and only been doing this for about 6 months, so I was pretty excited for that. Next stage, I think I was still riding on the excitement of the classifier, and kind of shitted on this one. I had, I think, a no-shoot right away on the first target, and a no-shoot mic, and then another, I forgot to engage another target, so that was 2 mics and a FTSA, and then I had a mic on another far target, so definitely not a very good stage for me, but I think really the issue with that was that I wasn't properly visualizing or anything. What happens when these matches are going, especially these club matches, is I try and do my best to do my part on the squad. You know, sometimes you have those guys that don't paste. They don't, you know, they don't run the timer. They don't run the tablet. And, you know, when I've been sitting for a few shooters or whatever, loading my magazines and doing whatever, I'm like, okay, what can I do to help? And that's kind of been affecting my performance on a few of these stages. It almost always happens every match. You know, the first 2 or 3 stages, I'll be fine. I'll be in my zone. I'll be visualizing and preparing for the stage. And then like the 4th and 5th stage or whatever, I'll get out of my head and I'll start screwing around or worried about ROing everyone all the way up until I'm like the next shooter. And it kind of affects my performance, which I get that it's a club match. I haven't shot any major matches yet, but I think it's really important to, you know, a club match is like you're training for a bigger match. If I'm sitting here constantly screwing around with other guys in my squad or this and that, oh, check out my, you know, what's your load data? You know, what good is that going to do me when I go to a major match and it actually matters, at least to me, you know? And I know some people just do it for fun, but I'm definitely trying to be competitive in the sport, which is why I spend so much time practice and dry fire and all that. So, yeah, it definitely showed on this stage. Just completely forgot to visualize, so didn't even engage one target, and then that handful of mics. I think I even had a second no-shoot. So yeah, I had 2 no-shoots shot on this stage, I think. Yeah, no bueno. So then the next stage was very much the same situation. I don't know, I think I was like the second shooter, and it was the same deal, you know, right after I finished, because I was one of the first shooters on the last stage, right after I finished, I took the timer and bam, okay, I'll run the timer for the rest of the stage. So we got to this next stage, and again, didn't visualize, didn't really run over the stage plan very well in my head, and I just wasn't really prepared to shoot. So went up, and it was a table start, so you start sitting facing uprange, you get up, you run, pick up your weapon, and go engage the targets. And this one wasn't particularly hard, like targets weren't hard at all, but I just wasn't in the right mindset. So again, I think, let's see, a couple more mics, a couple more no-shoots, and then on the Texas Star, I struggled a little bit, and I didn't shoot it as clean as I would have liked, which actually cost me a few seconds, and you know, it happens. So one thing that I've definitely worked on is making sure I'm visualizing properly. I'm staying in the right mindset for the entire match, which is definitely hard when you're not mentally prepared. So, all right, so finally on the last stage, this one was a little bit better. I actually got, looks like the division win here, and pretty decent overall. But this one had a Polish plate rack, and then it was just a real quick stage, medium course, and it turned out a lot better. I did hit a couple Charlies on the only paper target, but it was a little bit of a sketchy target, so, you know, I'll take the drop points, especially shooting major power factor. You can afford to drop a couple Charlies. And yeah, I mean, I cleaned the plate rack pretty decently well, not like anything super amazing. There was one plate, and it's always that same plate when I shoot these plate racks, but one plate that didn't want to go down, I just kept missing left and right and left and right. But once I got that plate, cleaned the rest of the rack, and then hit the last popper. So, yeah, not bad. So, this will be match video for April 20th at SFA in Fallon, Nevada, but I actually have match video for a Cinco de Mayo match at my main home club, and then another match May 18th, which was just this last Saturday. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to just roll on through and make all these videos tonight, you know, the commentary and all that, and get straight into making the rest of them. So, you know, have a couple videos, some decent content for anyone that's been waiting to see more, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Are you ready? Stand by. Are you ready? Stand by. Are you ready? Stand by. Stand by.